Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a simple candle healing spell, but before we dive into that, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path, and if you want to know more about Wicca and witchcraft, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. And if you want to get better with your spell crafting, get more strategic and more successful with it, then do download my free spellcaster checklist. The link is in the description field below this video. Today we're going to do a simple candle healing spell. You can use this spell for yourself, you can use this for a friend, you can use this for a pet, and you can use it also for a plant. It's all about energy, and healing is healing. When it comes to healing, I do have to put in the disclaimer that you also need to make sure that you have received the right professional medical attention, and to use magic as a complement to any medical treatments that you may be undergoing. And that goes also for pets as well. Make sure that they have actually been attended to by medical professionals, and that the magic is there to help with the healing process. With healing spells, generally speaking, you need to do them more than once. It depends on the ailment and the situation, of course. A one-off healing might be good for something that's a short-term thing, like a cold or a flu. It might be necessary to do a healing in more long-term, particularly if it's something that is a long-term ailment. So that might mean that you may need to do the spell over a 7-day period once a month until you start to see signs of recovery. And even when you're seeing signs of recovery, you may still need to repeat that spell so that you're encouraging that recovery energetically. So don't think that a one-off spell is necessarily going to heal something that is energetically really taken its toll. Use it wisely. The same as you would if you were getting Reiki or some other energetic healing. You would probably go more than once. You would go regularly. The same thing happens when it comes to spells and magic. With healing, a lot of the healing, in fact all of the healing, is actually up to the person or the animal or the plant that's being healed. They will accept the healing or they won't accept the healing. When it's time to go, it's time to go. And no matter what you do, they're going to go. So it may be a case of energetically communicating with the person, the animal or the plant, and just finding out what is going on with them, as to whether they actually do want to go or whether they do want to stay, and then being able to work with an acceptance around that. Don't beat yourself up if you've been doing healing work and it doesn't work, okay? If you are working with somebody or an animal or even a plant that may be terminal, then if the healing isn't helping them get better, then it may even help the passing process be a lot smoother and perhaps less intense and less painful. So they're the different ways that healing can work. So don't expect that you've done a spell and then, oh, it didn't work. What's wrong with me? Or if you do a spell and you see sometimes with a healing process, and I've seen this with Reiki, is that the person can go through a healing crisis. So that's where the ailment seems to get worse before it gets better. Or there's often a psychological crisis that might go on with the energy, because a lot of physical manifestations of disease actually come from the mental emotional level first. And so often to heal the dis-ease or the ailment, mental emotional healing needs to take place first. So keep all of that in mind. It's a very complex thing, and a lot of magicians and witches try to stay away from it for those very reasons. Money and love and success and all of that stuff is much, much easier realm to do magic in. But when you're getting into healing, it gets very, very tricky and can get a little bit murky. But, do it. Give it a try. Put your whole heart and soul into it, keep positive, and that will hopefully help energetically. Now when it comes to your materials, with this candle spell you can use a white candle, which is giving more of a purity to the energy. So white reflects everything, so it's reflecting back all of the healing energy. Blue, it resonates with healing, and so does green. So if you've got any of these coloured candles in your candle kit, just have a feel as to which colour you resonate with for this particular healing. It might be different for different ailments. When it comes to the oils and the herbs that you'll dress your candle with, that is going to really be determined on what the ailment is. If you're a naturopath or a herbalist or homeopath and you're working with healing people using herbs, then you're going to know that certain herbs resonate with certain diseases or ailments. And generally, you'll pick those herbs. Same for magic. If a herb is used for a particular ailment medicinally, then use that herb magically as well, because it's resonating with that healing and with that ailment. Everything that we do, whether we're using herbs magically or whether we're using them in a tea or in some other way, ingesting them or putting them on our body in some way, is going to affect us. So medicine, whether it's allopathic medicine or naturopathic medicine, resonates with it. It has a vibration. Okay, so when we take it, when we maybe use it externally, we are entangling ourselves with the energy of that medicine. So just keep that in mind, because magically that's what we're doing as well. So if it corresponds with a medicinal use, then use it for the magical as well. Otherwise, when it comes to healing, if you don't have anything at all, then use olive oil, because olive oil does have a very beautiful purifying and healing aspect to it as well. So today what I'm going to do is I'm just using a white candle here. I don't need to actually do a healing spell, so I'm just going to do a demonstration of a healing spell. So I'm not actually doing it energetically, I'm just showing you how to do it. And the oil that I'm using is olive oil. Now with a candle spell, if you're drawing healing to you and you want the candle to represent the drawing of the healing to you, then anoint it towards the candle, so towards the middle of the candle. Okay, so that's drawing it to you. If you're wanting to send healing out to somebody, then draw it away when you're anointing it. So if the candle is representing you or the person or animal that you're healing, draw it in. But if you're wanting to send it out to somebody, like you're doing a distant sort of healing, similar to how you would if you're doing Reiki, then do it out. Okay. And then once you have anointed your candle, you're ready to go. Now, when you're doing a spell for yourself, of course, while you're doing the spell, you want to be thinking about how good you're going to feel emotionally once you are feeling well and whole. Again, if you're doing it for someone else, whether it is a person or a pet or a plant, you are going to imagine how you're going to feel as you watch them being well. So if it's for a pet, for example, then imagine your pet being healthy and doing what healthy pets do, and just notice how that feels as you watch your pet, feeling really good. You're going to feel probably a sense of relief. You're going to feel a sense of joy. It's going to be a very good feeling. So get into that feeling first before you do the spell, so that when you do the spell, you can get into the feeling, okay? So let's start with the spell. I'm going to light the candle and we're going to do the spell. So when you have lit your candle, you just want to get into that emotional space of feeling the joy, the relief that you're going to feel as you visualize, or just imagine, if you're not good at visualizing, how that person, animal, plant, or yourself is going to be feeling and what they're going to be doing when they are healed. And then we're going to say a short verse. I am going to use the name Sam for the person of healing. I don't actually know a Sam, I'm just using it as a demonstration. So insert either your own name or an animal's name or the person's name or plant's name if you're doing it for someone else. Goddess of healing, shine your light, your healing light upon Sam. Heal Sam from the ailment that ails him. You can insert whatever the condition is there if you know what the condition actually is called. And bring Sam to full recovery. So mote it be. Healed, he is 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 healed. And keep repeating the he or she or whatever that they are healed, because that way then you're getting into the energy of the spell and the energy of your intent and the energy of healing. And feel into how good it feels as you're watching the flame burn down the candle. Enjoy the feeling. This really should be about joy and feeling good in this spell. You want to feel good, okay? Even if you're terrified. I know I've done a lot of different healings over the years, and when you're in that state of fear because you're worried about either yourself or someone else and you're really afraid of losing them, it can be really difficult to shift yourself into the mindset of being able to imagine that they're okay. But it's really important that you do that for the spell and that you're sending that intention out there rather than the intention of fear. You really want to put the hope out there and that intent of all is going to be, all is well, rather than the fear. So you may need to experiment with that a little bit before you actually do the spell itself. So that's important preparation. I did say at the beginning of the video that if you want to get better at your spell crafting, to download my spellcaster checklist. The link is in the description field below this video, and if you haven't read my book Crafting Your Wiccan Path, you can also get that at the link in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com. Blessed be.